Hey people that are interested in cats, the paranormal and things, or possibly creatures. Yes, I've got a forest on my chest at the moment, so she's been good for a few seconds before she decides to do a runner. So today I have another mystery pet. But I'm not going to show you right away what it is. Some people may know what it is. Other people may not. As you know, this is Forest. It was a rescue. So, yeah, she's a good little girl, aren't you? Pain in the bum sometimes. But a lovable pain in the bum. I've still got plans for this creature room. I obviously need some shelves in the corner so I can put it better with my feeders. So then in this corner I'll be able to put more things away and then have more space. I also want something on the windows, like maybe a net curtain or something, so then I can have these curtains open a bit more during the day, so the place is a bit on the bright side, and yeah, it will be, yeah, it'll look good in here then. But obviously at night the curtains will be shut. But you know, I want to make this room look a bit better. But obviously at the moment it just feels a bit crowded because I've got so much stuff and been cleaning stuff out and moving stuff around, and you know, and then in between feeding things and maintaining things and cleaning things still and cleaning more things, and yeah, I think you get the gist of it all, don't you? So anyway, I'm going to put this little lady, yes you, because you're ready to go for a run, aren't you? I'm going to put this little lady down, and I'm going to give you a little build up to what my new pet is. Right, I'm back. Hands free. So I'm going to get my first newer edition, but this is not the newest. Let me stop it forward, and I will show someone first. Now, let's see. Wow. Somebody wasn't in their usual place for some mysterious reason. But this is my male ball python. He's a bit on the chilly side because he wasn't in his warm spot for some peculiar reason. Maybe it got too warm for him, I don't know. But this little boy, if he's going to come out, he does eventually come out anyway. But the name that got chosen was Aurelius. Now, I got him not long ago, and again, he was another rescue. Yeah, I don't mind rescuing. And the enclosure was filthy, believe me. So it all got disinfectant, you know, with, what the fudge do you call it? You know, the reptile disinfectant that I've got. Because obviously I use it every time I clean these out. So, yes, we're going to see your handsome face, Aurelius. You're just going to do the ball python thing and hide. It's all right. Good boy. So, he's only young. Still got some growing to do. Haven't you? You obviously wanted to be in a cooler spot, so look at your nose. Yeah. Yeah, he's a pretty good eater. He did miss 1 week of having a mouse, but I think the mouse that he had was a little bit too big for him. So instead of him wanting it fortnightly, he didn't want it. He missed a week, didn't you? So you went 3 weeks after your last meal. Then he got fed on Thursday, and yeah, he was hungry. But I didn't give him such a large mouse. He had just large mouse before he had, like, I think it was flipping, was it extra large mouse or whatever the fudge it were. And it was too much for him. So I just thought, you know what? Have the next size down. And yeah, perfect. Didn't you? You can see some dry skin on your nose. Or shed, more or less. Definitely. It's alright. When I bring my creatures out, I'm always examining them for things and checking them over. And I mean, I already knew that he came out when the place was quiet, because I caught him out a few times. And I will insert a video after this one of me catching him sneaking out, which were quite funny. Because he waits until the place goes completely quiet and then he comes out. He's quite funny. And to find him not in his usual place proved it got too warm where he was. So he's like, fudge this, I'm going in somewhere and being a bit cooler. I mean, there's things that need to be done in this enclosure. I mean, it needs a bit more stuff going on. But at the time, he had a log that he could crawl through. Brilliant. One problem, you couldn't get him out of it. 2, he'd pooped inside it. So it was like, oh, well, that's no good. And obviously having poop inside it can obviously cause germs and all the rest of it. Makes it harder when you need to clean it. So I'm just like, well, that's no flipping good. So in the end, I had to take it out. So, I mean, I might have a bigger log or court tube for him. So, but obviously with his weight, he might break it. I don't know. I mean, he's got that one in there, which is quite big. I will show you after. So, you're a good boy. Let everybody see your handsome face, eh? Not really coming out of his... I'm going to turn him around a bit more this way. But usually when I bring him out, I just tap him to let him know it's not food. And then if I can bring him a little bit closer. You can't really see his head too much because he's hiding. But it's... Oh yeah, you can. God, it's me and my rubbish eyesight. I'm away with the fairies. It's actually just been one of them days. I've just not been feeling too well, but yep, it's just one of them days still. These flipping roaches, worse than kids. But yeah, he is actually quite a good snake, aren't you? Yeah. I think you might be due a little soak, because I can see that on your nose. Yeah, you're a good boy. Yes, you are. So yes, he's quite he's quite relaxed. Doesn't get really upset, do you? So this is Aurelius. So let me just put him away, and then we will get the next snake out. With Aurelius Enclosure, I'm not happy the way it is at the moment. It's like where he's got his hide spot and everything. I think I'm going to consider putting it on the other side and putting a heat lamp, obviously with a guard on this side. Since when it was brought to me, there's an actual hook at the top which can hang it on. But obviously, like I said, I want a sort of guard on there for it. So, I mean, these are the only things that are brought to me. I was not brought the... Well, I was brought the heat pad, but it was inside the enclosure when I got him. And when I got him, he had no water dish and he had no hide. The person that brought him over had a cut-out shoebox. Yes, brilliant. And he didn't even have this much substrate. Well, it's only shavings, but still. He didn't have that. He hardly had any. I couldn't believe it. It was really, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll bring it over and I'll bring this, that and the other that belongs to him. Yeah, I've not heard of her since. So she just obviously just wanted rid of him and just dumped me, and that was it. Bye-bye. Snakey's gone. I can't be bothered. So my answer was, well, what's the flipping point of having something if you can't be bothered with it? So, yeah, I am not amused. Anyway, like I said, on to the next one. Right, I will get the next one out. And paper towels. Because this one's a pain in the bum. Now, I waited days after my snakes had eaten, because obviously if you start messing with them so close after they've eaten, they're going to regurgitate their food, and it's not good for them. It's like having some sort of acid reflux. It's just not good, and I know what that's like. So let's get this pain in the bum out. Nope, they're hiding in the substrate. Now let's move the water out. And the hide. And let's look. Where are you, pain in the bum? In fact, I'll get me searching implement. That's what I'll call it. Come on, pain in the bum, where are you? 1 minute. Okay, I've located the little madam who's probably going to poop all over me, because she always does. Here she goes. I've never known a snake to have so much poop inside her, but she does. Move this chair over a bit. Oh, Aurelius has gone to bed. Or has he gone back in the corner? No, he's gone back in the corner. Fair enough. Have you finished yet, lady? Jesus, woman. But this little hissy snake is Subek, I called her. And she's just a little hog nose, little cute thing. Yeah. Oi, excuse me, lady. Excuse me shaking. I do automatically shake. That's just my another downside of my lovely illness. But I actually bought her. So, yeah, she gets hissy. Yes, she poops all over me. Am I bothered? No, not really. But she does calm down eventually. Oh, she's covered me again. But they do this basically because it's a type of defence. Oh no, she's pretending to be dead now. So dramatic, this one. So dramatic. So dramatic, aren't you? Lucky I love you, really. But, damn woman. So much poop. So much. But I do take her out regular, so. And I did clean my hands in between holding the last snake, because it is not hygienic. You have to clean. Oh, no, fudge. Come on, lady. Sometimes I wonder, eh? But she's been a good eater. No, you're calming down a little bit now, are you? No? Still going to be hissy with me, are you? There we go. Sometimes I wish my hands would stop shaking, but it happens. Right, I'm just going to put her enclosure, well, not enclosure, her little hide back in. But her pooping all over me, it's just a defence. So basically, if they poop, they usually poop everywhere, all over themselves, and then make it look like they've, you drop them. Basically, your hands get that slimy, you drop them. Which obviously I don't want to, because it would be dangerous. because obviously you could do more damage to the snake. Yeah, she's all drama. And I just leave her to it at the end of the day. And she's a good eater, aren't you? Oh, you're getting nice and toasty in my hand now, are you? There you go. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing with snakes. If you make a sudden move, they're going to jump. So, okay, lady. Okay. So if I act calmly, I wish I'd stop shaking. I hate it. I just leave her to it. Make sure I've got firm hold of it. Well, not too firm, otherwise I'd be flipping hurting her. That would be silly, wouldn't it? So, and to let her get it all out of her system. Give her some hog nose time. And then I'll probably let her go to bed. But as long as you hold your pet snake every day, they will all get used to you. You do have to learn to read them, which she is very dramatic since the day I got her. She's always been the drama queen. Okay. Okay, lady. Your boss. Well, I'll hold this little lady for a little while and then we will go on to the next one. So, I actually found out, I managed to look a little bit closer to Sebek. She's very jumpy now, I know why. She's in pre-molt because her eyes are all like on that, you know, that tingy blue. That they goes dead hazy, I like to say. So that's why, in fact I need to clean out that corner because she's pooped. But that's why she's in a right dramatic mood, because it's like, you've touched me, now I'm going to be annoyed with you. And that's why she's annoyed. It's because basically her eyesight was the biggest bag of pants ever. So that's why she was playing up. Because normally she's a little bit dramatic, but not that much normally. So I will not touch the little lady now until after she's shed. The only thing that she'll probably get is maybe a little bit of a soak to, you know, help her along with it. And yeah, I'm sure she'll be fine. Right, next. Now, let's see. Oh dear. Seems I'm playing this find the snake game again. We're all playing it today. Take out the water. Yeah, everybody has water in glass tubs because at the end of the day, plastic is rubbish and it can ingrain germs and everything else. So glass, porcelain is a lot better. Right, I'm going to hunt for this snake and then I will be back. I almost thought she'd escaped. I absolutely cracked myself. Because I thought the lid's on completely, there's no escape holes, I'm very careful, but I found her. I had to empty her entire substrate out, which I don't like doing. That is not fun in the slightest, but this is my little corn snake. I bought her from a breeder, and she's called Ouroboros. So, yep. So I do think she's calmed down quite a bit. She's still a bit feisty on herself, where you just have to let her run through your fingers to calm down. But besides that, she's quite fine. So I'm just watching what Rebecca's doing. So, yeah, she's not that bad actually. Cute little corn snake. I mean, I don't normally go out of the way to get anything fancy. I just like, I used to have snakes, but I got really, really ill to the point that I wasn't looking after them. And I'm like, nope, can't do that. And I'd had them 11.5 years, so it's not like I had them 5 minutes and gave up on them. I got really, really ill, and I couldn't handle them at the time. So I gave them to somebody that could let them enjoy the rest of their life. Now, I've got snakes again, and I sit in here because it's warmer, it's calmer, and I've got my beautiful snakes. Now, I have been nipped by her before. She seems to be a bit calmer today. Don't you? Don't know whether she'll let you see her because she's very wiry. But yes. She's probably a bit peed off that I woke her up because, like I said, I emptied all her enclosure out. I am not amused. I didn't want to empty her enclosure out. I thought, she's gone. That's it. I've obviously left a little gap and not noticed when I moved her. Nope. I have not made that mistake. I'm like, yes. I am very conscious that certain snakes are very good at escaping. So you have to have your wits about you. It's like with any creature, really. You have to be careful. I mean, they're in these places because they've been bred by other people. And you try and replicate their homes to the much as you can. I mean, at the moment, I can't because they're in small enclosures. If I put them in something big, there's more chance of them getting out. So once they are big enough, then I'll obviously put them into something a bit more homely for them. You know, with better substrate, things to hang on, something naturalistic. I don't think I'd put real plants in there only because of their liking to poop absolutely everywhere. And believe me, they do. So, like I said, see, she's calmed down. You just take your time, let them run for your fingers, and they will be fine. Now, she's not too bad actually. See. So, again, good eater. She's more of, I will put the tongs and hang the mouse, and she'll come out of her hide and grab it straight away. Very good. I had to show, what's her name, to Beck where her food were, because now I know that she's going into pre-molt. She probably couldn't see it. She probably could taste it, but not see it. So I basically just lifted up her hide and just put the mouse in front of her, and she grabbed it right away. That was it. But yeah, these are all on large pinkies. So they're doing pretty well. So anyway, I'm going to let her run through my fingers, spend a bit of time with her, and then I will show you my mystery pet. Right, I'm back again. So now I will show you my mystery pet. This is it. Just trying to show you where his head is. There we go. If you can see him. He's already done the pooping on me. I try and bring him out a few times a week to get him used to me. And I've had him a couple of weeks now, so he should be calmer. Well, calmish. I mean, obviously, nobody likes getting woken up, and obviously these snakes are all hiding, but I do see them at times at night peeping out, looking at me like to say, oh God, she's still there. She's watching me. Ah! But this beautiful snakey is a Mexican black king snake. Now, anybody with the knowledge of king snakes means he's very, very interested in eating other snakes. Yay! That's where you get your things like the king cobras. They like eating other snakes too. So anything with the word king means snake eater. But I have been told that sometimes even other snakes that haven't got the name king can sometimes consume other snakes. But the majority are ones that are named king. So you get your king cobra, you get your Mexican king snake, your California king snake. But yeah, I thought I'll have one of these. And yeah, he's not too bad actually. He does have the little tantrum when you bring him out. But there you go. That's them getting used to you. Yeah. And it does the normal thing of pooping everywhere so you drop them. Nope. So, yep. He's not too bad. I haven't got a name for him yet. And the names he won't have are Loki, Shadow, since we've got Shadow a cat, and Loki was the name of the other snake, which I changed his name because I didn't like it. What other snakes? Raven, Blackie, Onyx, Obsidian. So I'm trying to think of other names for male snakes, but they're not too obvious. That is why I give majority of my creatures strange names. So, yep. It's on your baby. And I will look at his notes in a minute for his date of birth. Is he pooing on me again? Oh, yep, he is. And he's rattling his tail. Even though I've not really changed my demeanour too much, except for turning him around. And he's like, well, I don't like that. How dare you do that? Yeah, he's done it all over my hand again. It's lucky I know how to wash my hands, isn't it? And I've got hand sanitizer and stuff like that. So I'm not bothered. It happens. It really does happen. But, whoops. Yes, you're trying to get me to drop you, and I'm not going to. He was in a big plastic tub that I had for him. Huge. Because the enclosure I had, I didn't want to put him in right away. Which is it is a glass enclosure, but it's got a secure lid on top. It's a wooden one with plenty of holes in, which I may actually put more of my own holes in at some point. I don't know yet. But yeah, it's quite big. I do think in each of these enclosures I've got for these, I may get them another hide. I don't know yet because they've all got hides. The hide he's in is basically, it was made by a guy called Steve Thornton, which it could be used for snakes or little snakes, that is, or tarantulas, but I thought I'd use that for him. But he's been in it, but then he navigates and hides in the substrate. So it's called Find My Snakey. But yes, I do know I'm going to have, whoops, where's the fudge? I do know that I will have these snakes for a while. Whoops, sorry. Making you jump. So it's not a 5-minute job. And I am prepared to get bigger enclosures for the 3 smaller snakes. So, yep. Again, I'm shaking, but I hope, like I said, I naturally do. I'm not scared of anything. I do naturally shake, unfortunately. But when I first started, so this is one of the reasons why I gave up the snakes I had years ago, is because I used to really violently shake, which wasn't good for handling snakes at the time. But now I've got things more under control, and it's the medication that I'm on. But I wasn't on it at the time, and it took me a long time to actually get to see somebody to be a lot calmer. So, yeah. And I was led to believe, well, I don't think I was led to believe, I obviously know, because the lady was completely sincere to say that any problems I was to ring her up, let her know, and yeah, which I've had no problems, but I suppose if I ever get worried, I've got plenty of people to ask. Besides, the breeder that I got this male snake from, and obviously Phil, who's at Incredible Inverts, who is obviously a zookeeper. So he's got plenty of knowledge. And obviously Terry, Leah's other half from Unusual Pets, who has got a stupid amount of snakes. And obviously it's very good to talk to for other bits of information of how to maintain your snakies. So I always make sure that any problems or any little worries, I know who to contact. So I'm just trying to be a bit calm with him, because obviously they can get a little bit jumpy and they'll be like, oh, what's she doing to me? Why? But again, I've got plans of what I want to do with their enclosures, because I don't want them all boring and filled with things like shavings, or not shavings, I don't know, but I don't think they're brilliant. I mean, yeah, I do know you can keep them in it, but I would prefer them to have something a little bit naturalistic, like more logs and, you know, more things to climb on, because obviously it gives them a bit of enrichment. And obviously when you change it all around, then they get to explore and you know, get more enjoyment out of their home, because that's what you want. But I want to do it more as they get bigger, because doing things in these is just pointless with the way they'll be growing at the moment. Obviously as they get bigger they will slow down a little bit, but at the moment they're still only these, well, all four of them are only babies. I mean, the ball python hasn't molted with me yet. I forgot the names. The corn snake has molted with me, and obviously the hognose is molted with me a few times as well, and obviously she's in pre-molt again, so it's obviously going well. And I'm in this room every day, so I do like checking on my creatures. I mean, when I'm sat in here, I can be sat in here quiet and I can just watch them just going around and doing their thing. So he's obviously calmed down a bit, which is what I want. So I do hope you like my new creature, my new pet. I don't really intend on getting any more snakes unless it becomes another rescue, but I don't intend in breeding them either. I don't think it'd be something I could actually do. I mean, I suppose I could help, if you know what I mean. If somebody like, oh, would it be okay if your male could come and pair with my female, or could my male pair with your female, then yeah. But obviously that is a long way off at the moment, because these snakes are very, very young, and yeah, it's going to be a bit of a, you know, way off for these. So it's not something I'd be thinking of at the moment. The only thing I want is to enjoy them and give them as much attention, like I do with a certain lady who's probably hiding from me, as like, for God's sake, mother, shut up. I mean, it took time for me to get the confidence of my leopard gecko, but she started coming on her own, wanting to be taken out. She comes to the side, stands up, and you open the door, and then she just walks out onto your hand. That's it. She's happy. And that's what you want. You want your creature to be confident with you. And, you know, as long as you maintain them, clean them, I do spot cleaning, which I do. I check the water, obviously give them fresh water. I don't give them water out the tap. It's always, I'm just going to watch this one. I always buy this big bottled water. I've got another full one down here. So that's the water they get. And obviously, when they get the full clean out, which I do monthly, they get their enclosures completely disinfectant. And then, yeah. Anyway, this video wasn't too boring. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and please think of some nice names for this boy, but some unusual, different names. Nothing like Derek or John or Peter or something daft like that. Yeah, we don't want them names, do we? No. And like I said, not the obvious names, because they get really, really boring when everybody has an animal with the same name. It's like, really? It can get a bit tedious. I mean, my cat Shadow was already named Shadow. Otherwise, he would have been named possibly something else. But there you go. There's nothing much you can do. And yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Bye.